Ooh, yeah. How's that? How's the levels for you? Isn't that crispy?
Those are crisp.
Ooh, yeah. It's nice.
I like those.
Yeah, right? Everyone likes that shit.
Definitely not AirPods.
Ooh, dude. I ain't even got that kind of swagged over here. Get you on like AirPod monitors.
I'd rather walk around these in the city.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be so scared.
AirPods are more like, I call them the don't talk to me headphones. It's like, I'm not listening to anything. Just let me walk and be in peace.
Dude, those are the don't talk to me headphones, and these are like the don't even
even
look
my
at.
way.
These are like ignoring your existence headphones.
Well,
How much can you actually hear with AirPods in?
the funny thing is, you can hear the world more than you can hear the music.
Really?
Like, I'll be on the train trying to talk, have a conversation. I hear everything but who I'm talking to.
Really?
So
I was wondering the level of like how much ambient noise do you hear with those things in?
right. You're buying that label.
Ah,
People-
okay. That's good to know.
You're buying that look. It's more of an accessory than an actual need.
Right? It's like a status thing these
Right.
days.
It's like, I have these. Then you got to get the new ones now. So
Oh, the noise canceling
Right.
ones. Oh. But they made them a little shorter.
a little shorter.
And then it goes in your ear.
In your ear. Longer cord of things. Like,
Dude, it's so crazy. But it's funny because I feel like a broke boy would be having wired headphones in the gym.
right. That's the mindset. Apple makes you want things you didn't know you need.
Dude, that's exactly how I feel.
It's like, I do need wireless headphones.
Dude, but I'm not gonna lie, dude. My life would be so much better with wireless headphones.
It is. There's times I'm working. I'm up on the wall. It's like,
Bro, I can't tell you how many times I've been in the gym and I was walking by the bench and my cord got caught on the bench and I wanted to punch someone. I don't even know why. I just wanted to punch. Like, it is the most annoying pet peeve of mine. Is like if something snags on my body on something, I just want to punch something.
just grab something, the phone flies across the floor.
Dude, oh god, I'm trying to do sit-ups and my shit just falling out.
Right.
Dude, like that's broke boy problems.
Broke boy problems.
Damn.
Leave the phone on the counter. Walk around.
Damn.
Don't even know where the phone is at half the time.
Dude, I saw on Hinge, girls are like, you know, what's your height? And then they're like, do you own AirPods? I was like, what?
Those are the two things. AirPod height. Keys to success.
Dude, 100%. Dude, I think the best invention in like a decade almost. I think AirPods are one of the best inventions, though.
Now that they're here, why did it take so long?
Right?
Like, who thought we needed a cord to listen to music?
Right. It's the most
When
inconvenient
Bluetooth
shit.
has been around for so long.
Right? Was it just they couldn't get it small enough or something?
Maybe, but I mean, I would even take them large if I don't have a cord.
Right?
So,
I mean, I guess people do it with like the Beats. But
right, even that was a nice little wave. It's like, I have money to buy these $300 headphones. Don't bother me.
that's exactly what it was. But those were more so like, don't even fucking address me.
Right.
Like, honestly, whenever I see someone wearing Beats, especially in the gym, I'm like, dude, I know your ears are sweating. Why are you wearing earmuffs to work out? That seems like the last thing you want to do.
5-hour flight in the summertime.
Right? Like, that
the
is
most uncomfortable thing.
Bro, that seems terrible.
Terrible.
Fuck, dude. But anyways, guys, welcome to That's the Angle. I'm here with Marly McFLy, dude. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here, let me come over here.
Come over.
Boom. We got to go over the rope. Fucking WWE over the rope.
Yes.
I know you get that reference 'cause I know you're a man of nostalgia.
I'm a nostalgia guy. Yes.
You are. I've been doing my research, and you, my friend, we have a lot in common. More than you know.
Yes. If there's a nostalgic reference, we'll get along great.
I mean, dude, a lot of your work is nostalgia, I feel like.
That's it. That's where the name came from. Just looking back, reminiscing. A lot of nostalgia.
Is that came from Marty McFly, right?
Yeah. So just like that same Back to the Future reference, my art is always looking back, bringing the past to the present, revitalizing, urbanizing, putting that street art touch on things that have already been established. So
It's interesting that you said that you thought it was lowbrow. Like we were talking momentarily before the podcast about like being in art galleries and art fairs, and like you described your art as lowbrow.
I think I would say it's a happy median, honestly. Like a fine art approach to lowbrow. It's like my art, it fits in great places, like hotels, galleries, but it is still just me taking that same street art approach, just packaging it in a way that it looks good in a gallery next to fine art.
Yeah, is lowbrow like a bad? It seems like a dirty word when you say lowbrow for some reason.
I think recently we kind of spent that around where lowbrow, you want to be lowbrow. Like, it's not what lowbrow used to be, where it's like what is that?
Yeah.
Now, like, that's that cool trend. Like, I want the lowbrow art. Like, lowbrow is the new fine art to me.
Lowbrow is like it's like street art evolved almost.
Exactly. A more modernized, fine approach to street art.
What is the distinction between fine art and essentially what we're coining lowbrow art?
Honestly, I think it's just someone who, I would say fine art is more people stuck in their ways, where it's like you see a Picasso or a, nice sculpture where it's like you respect that more. That speaks to you for some reason, whereas they just don't respect something I would do, where it's like, why are you trying to put cartoon characters in my gallery? So it's more of just the way you respect it, the way you view it.
Yeah, and it's so dumb that, like, it's almost like people are offended by the fact that you draw nostalgic things, or anyone.
Right. It's weird when I see someone just taking in my art. I'll just watch their face, and they're kind of like, why did he do that? And then they'll walk away like, that's pretty cool. It was like, I can never gauge them right away. I'm just watching them take everything in. They're like, that's different. I like it.
Right?
So that's like one of the greatest feelings ever, when it's like, I watch people walk by all these fine, considered fine art pieces and stop at mine like, wow, those colors pop. Like, that's Spider-Man. Like, why is he in this gallery? Like,
right? Yeah, that like catch someone off guard so hard, but it's like it's hard to relate with fine art in air quotes.
Right. Like, most times you don't even know what it means. Like me, I've been doing it long enough where I don't pretend. Like, I don't get that piece. I'm pretty sure it's cool. I don't want to disrespect that guy, but why is that straight line $2 million right now?
Facts. And then you find out it's like, well, that straight line was made with Bermudan blood,
right?
Which was like, and you're just like, well, but who cares?
Right, like it was the last of that particular batch of red, and he was going through depression at the time, and da da da. It's like, all right, cool.
You're like, that's cool, but when I look at it, it looks like nothing.
Right.
It looks like a line.
Like, it sucks that he went through so much just to produce a line that nobody's going to understand.
Right. Like, even this fantastic artwork by me, Amir. Who is the artist with these pieces? Noah. Is that his artist name?
Yes.
Wow, he needs to work on that.
Hey, straight to the point.
No, I need to work on your shit, man. But like, this is beautiful ass art, and you would never see this in an art gallery considered fine art among collectors.
Right. And I immediately said that should be priced more. Like, dude, and he's probably priced it at that point because he thinks the same way. But this is something that people can relate to. Like, I immediately went to those Jordan 4s. Remember being in 10th grade, having to buy a size up because that was the last pair they had.
Damn.
On my Busch Garden salary. So, like, I mean, this is more relatable.
I mean, and this looks like something you would buy at IKEA. Like, this looks like a legit piece you put in your house.
The way it's produced, like, that looks like something I would just buy at, like you said, IKEA. Like, I could see it sitting there already for me to just take.
Like, right, this art looks so approachable and so nice, but yet this is considered lowbrow right. Or street art in a sense.
Right.
Even though street art, we all know that that's kind of like graffiti or the refined graffiti of like Banksy and stickers and tags and stuff.
Yeah.
But so he priced that at $475. What would you price that at?
I would say at least $800.
Damn, you're doubling that shit.
Yeah.
I don't blame you on that one though.
I mean, it's printed on metal.
It's like, big too.
So I would say just him, the process of getting it made cost him, damn near $400.
You think so?
Whereas he can't be making that much of a profit. Just I've done research of trying to get something on metal, and there's no going back from metal. Like, you fuck up, you're not fixing that.
Oh, so this was like printed on there essentially, and it's a large print.
That's a large piece
on like a custom surface.
Right.
Yeah, so he definitely balled on it.
Yeah, that's not paint where he can just, all right, I fucked up, let me paint over it. It's like that's the finished product.
Like, you better be happy with this because you probably don't have the money to go back on it.
Right.
It's interesting because, looking at your artwork, you print on wood a lot.
Yeah, straight on wood. I don't know, it's been doing it for about 2 years now. It's just the way the brush feels compared to canvas is just so much better to me. Like, it just flows so smoother.
Like on the wood texture itself?
Yes, and the way it soaks the wood in. It's just, I love it. And like, most people will look like what kind of wood is that? I'm like, just regular ass wood. I just, I clean it, take care of it, make it more presentable for you, but just regular wood. I just figure out how to master making it presentable.
Yeah. That's so interesting, like that you chose a cutout shape of wood as a canvas.
Right.
And you cut that yourself, I imagine.
Cut it myself, which was weird because I was trying to figure out how to stretch canvas in these different shapes. And I'm like, all of that starts with me making a wood stretcher. Let's just fuck the canvas. Like, let's just go straight to the wood cutout.
It makes a lot of sense.
Right. And it's heavier. It's solid. It's, has some nice body to it where it's like, all right, I can justify this price point.
Yeah, it kind of feels like more of a piece almost, like the weight.
Like, even before I put paint on it, it's a piece. Like, the ones I'm working on now is just blank wood shapes that you could hang that on the wall if you wanted to.
Yeah, I've noticed you cut the wood into different shapes.
Right.
Like, I've seen circles, but then I was it Tom and Jerry or Jerry?
Yeah,
no, a Bart. I saw a Bart one recently.
Bart,
yeah, the Bart one.
I know. Right now I'm working on 2 Felix the Cat. So.
Yeah, you just dropped that on your IG.
Right. And I'm like, that's empty. And people are like, whoa. Like, I already have 2 people like, what is the price point on the finished product? I have not put 1 drop of paint on it yet.
What?
But they can just appreciate that. Because it's almost like you get a sculpture and a painting in one.
That's so true. It's not just some squared format that you're used to.
And it's not too many other artists doing it right now.
Dude, that's so true. Yeah, when I think about the scope of it, they're unique in that regard, not in just the context, but also what they're housed on, like the canvas.
Right.
That's so interesting. So you were trying to find different shapes? Like, what was the inspiration behind that?
I was looking for more different shapes, just the way I use so many different layers and textures. It's hard to just keep that in a traditional square or a rectangle. So I was just trying to figure out how I could, how I can make this more presentable. Where, most paintings are a square or a rectangle.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I make this stand out more compared to another painting or what the next person's doing? And that shape usually goes into the theme or the meaning behind the piece as well. So that's usually overlooked, but that's also a part of the artwork.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's kind of weird that everyone just conforms to a shape of their art.
Right.
That's kind of weird when you really think about it. I never thought about it until just now.
Right. At some point, someone made square rectangle canvases, and that's just what we ran with.
Right.
In bigger sizes.
Who let that happen?
Right. Like, why does it have to be a square?
Who put everyone in a box like that?
Everyone was in a box. That's exactly.
Little box.
You're within 4 sides. That's what you need to create in. Which the point of art is thinking outside the box. So
that's hilarious.
Why am I one of the few who's not sticking to that square?
Dude, I never thought about that. Like, even the idea of just always painting on a square canvas, you are trapped inside that box.
Right. Which is so ironic. It's like the point of art is to grow, inspire, to think outside the box.
Yeah.
And we're all in a box.
Dude, what? Yeah, you put your work on a box so you can be in a box gallery setting.
In a box gallery setting, right.
That's so weird, dude.
Having other people judge it. So you're doing something that you really shouldn't be graded on or seek approval for, but then you want to seek approval and be graded on it.
But as an artist, like, and I'm a photographer who identifies in somewhat as a fine artist, but of course, it's different for me than someone like yourself. Like you've been in the game for so long. Like how many years have you been in the game?
2011.
Yeah, dude, that's like what 8-9 years. Yeah, dude.
Kind of just it all blends together where you forget until someone else says it for you.
Yeah, like there is some sort of validation when someone buys your piece like that, when someone purchases it.
Yes. It lets you know you're doing something right, where someone else saw the value of your vision. Especially when you haven't even broke it down to them, where it's like they just ran with their own interpretation. Like, this spoke to me enough where I needed to invest in you in this piece.
Yeah.
I have no clue who you are, no clue if this is actually going to be worth something one day, but I see something right now that lets me know this is a great investment.
Damn.
And every time that happens, you just progress further. Where it's like, all right, that's another notch on my resume.
Dang. When was the first time that happened for you? Do you remember that your first like big art sale like that?
Like those first few years were just small pieces where it's like, like 100 to 200 range. So it finally hit maybe 2015, 2016 is when I started really hitting that stride where it's like, I don't need to play this safe. Like if people want something, they're going to pay the price to get it. So that's when it really started hitting me. Like I have a talent that people are investing in.
Like you were developed enough as an artist to where you knew that you could generate these sales or something?
Right. Because we all, even now, I still undersell myself. Like there's no way to truly put a price tag on my work, on my thoughts, my process. So you're always going to undersell yourself, but I'm more confident now. Where it's like, yeah, I've been doing this for this long. I know what I had to go through to get this thought that I put on the canvas. Mm-hmm. So it's I don't know, in a way I kind of, people validated me and also validated myself.
True. Yeah, but the validation just.
But the validation is just it's great, especially when I know what the traditional art space is, and it's just a lot of pretentious people. It's like, oh, this piece was created in blah 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 blah. It's like I created that in my kitchen.
I saw I saw you literally do it in your kitchen, in my kitchen island.
Like, that's always been my thing. Like my kitchen is my studio. It's like that's where you cook. That's where I cook up ideas. That's my thing. Yeah. So it's like, a lot of what I put into the work, it's cool to me that I'm being compared to or outselling these fine art galleries, or people were turning their back to this $1 million piece to look at what I have going on.
That's gotta feel so good.
So it's like, what? How does he justify that $1 million price tag if they're over here asking me questions, trying to figure out what was my process? Why did I choose the shape of Bart Simpson over this traditional canvas?
Yeah, and let alone like the guy who did it in his like $5,000 a month rent loft studio. Yeah. You're doing it in your kitchen. It's like it's not about all that other stuff.
Right. None of that matters.
It's just about like, yo, this is what it is. This is what it meant to me. Like,
sadly, that extra stuff is why people buy a lot of art. Like I literally watch people. It's like, all right, this artist has X car, X girl, blah 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 blah. I should buy his art because, he has money. He's making art.
It seems valuable.
It kind of means it's valuable and I have money too. Whereas like, well, that guy's just straight talented, kind of everyday normal guy that's relatable to me.
Bro, you know who you're literally reminding me of, who you're talking about? Alec Monopoly.
Every time I tell this story, people know exactly who I'm talking about.
Is that literally who you were talking about?
That's exactly who I was talking about.
Fuck, dude.
There's been so many times, like I've been in the same galleries that represent him as well. And people will tell me like, people come question you, like they have no clue who you are. Like they're tired of that. That piece is collecting dust, and I've already sold 8 of your pieces just because it's fresh. It speaks to the everyday man. Like, what guy hasn't gone through something with his girlfriend or got his heart broken or something like that? But we're not all some rich, Playboy Monopoly guy. Like I can't relate to that.
I don't get it. Was he rich before art, or was it art made him rich?
Pretty sure he was rich before art and kind of just ran with it.
Because I'm like, dude, it doesn't, like, what he does, like, it seems okay. And I'm not going to lie, I've been watching his vlogs on YouTube. He's actually pretty interesting. I think he'd probably be a really cool dude. I'd love to have him on the podcast. Right. But he's just kind of an anomaly to me where I'm like, he's so rich, he has so much money. Is it really from his art?
I think if they didn't make him up into be this character, he'd probably be a great guy to just hang out with.
He seems like a really cool dude.
Right.
But like you said, it's kind of like, his friends are all these famous people.
Right.
Is his art valuable just because of who he associates with?
It's a lot of that. But it's like the everyday man can't really relate to that. Like,
exactly.
I don't have a jet. Why do I need a painting of a jet?
Right.
Like, everyday working man, everyday problems. I don't need the Monopoly guy. But you got people who will, break the bank to buy that piece.
Because they want that Alec Monopoly piece. Right. Which it's like a status thing.
Right. Which I know people where me and him are both in their house. And they're like, I spend all that money, but people always ask me about your piece. It's like they know him. They know I spent X amount of dollars on it, but who is that guy? Huh. So it's like, why wouldn't you want that unique piece that no one else has?
Why do you think your piece speaks to people so much? Why do you think your pieces are so meaningful?
I think it's just the relatability. I mean, a lot of the sayings I put in the piece really jump out to people. It's like, what made you say that? Or, a lot of the women, a lot of the emotions of the characters in the background. It's like, a lot of people would make their own interpretations, which are pretty similar to what I was going for in the first place, where it's like, that piece reminds me of this girl I was dating a couple years ago, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, that girl is a girl I was dating a couple years ago. Same thing happened to me.
Damn.
It's like, all right, that's relatable.
Damn, that's cool. It's just, when historians look back at this period of art, what are they going to say? Like, what will they call this? How will they explain this?
I feel like there's a weird divide.
Right.
Because there are older generations. Like, I run into, like, a lot of older women, and they're just, like, amazed by what I'm doing because it is fresh. But then there's the group who are just stuck in their ways, and they're like, no, I'm not. Like, why? It's Spider-Man. I don't need to look at that. So there are people who are moving forward where they see this new era where we're kind of just the everyday human figuring things out. So it's kind of, I would say, just like everyday man art.
Right? Like you're making, it's like people making, or it's making something that's directly relatable without having to decipher it.
Right.
You know, and it's so refreshing.
Right. It's like a lot of artists now are going more for the story than the result. Where it's like, I just want to tell what's on my mind, tell my story. If you like it, cool. If you don't, that's also cool. But I still told my story, stuck to my process, gave you my feelings. Whereas that's also kind of weird because it's like, there's times I really like will pour my heart out into a piece, and it's like, so now you're grading it. It's like, I didn't really need your approval. I was just, putting out what's on my mind. And now you're telling me I should have done X, Y, Z. It's like, no, I gave you what was on my mind.
Does that happen a lot? Like you'll be showing your work and someone will start grading your shit?
I get that a lot. They're like, well, that paint clashes with this, or, why did you use this type of finish? It's like, because I wanted to.
Like some guy who went to art school?
Oh, that's the worst. It's always the real art guy.
The real art guy.
It's like,
I went to Corcoran.
I went to so-and-so, and they tell you not to use this brush this way or this that way. It's like, I'll use whatever I find. It's like it fits.
They put you in the box.
Right.
They said there's no rules, but yet they gave you all these rules.
All these rules, which if you got out the box, you may be in my position and not the disgruntled artist still beating his head trying to figure out why everything he was taught isn't working.
Yeah, trying to follow the old gallery business model.
Right. If you're following a model that millions of people have done before you, you're basically just following behind those millions of people who already done it before you. So you're just number 1,000,001.
Yeah, what makes you so special now?
Right.
It's like
you did the same thing as the last guy who came in here.
Yeah, you're waiting for the gallery approval. You're waiting for this. You're not connecting with your real audience. It's like
right. Like you're chasing these galleries for validation, but you can easily come to a place like this, make your own pop-up.
Put yourself on.
Put yourself on. It takes 2 seconds to take a picture of your art, post it with a caption.
What do you think it is that's kind of given you such longevity and your position as a full-time artist? Just, living the dream, dude. I know it's just stressful, but you're doing it.
I would definitely say the relatability one. I'm pretty accessible. It's not too many people who just can't reach out to me. I'm going to give them advice or take a quick minute to answer some questions. A lot of it's just being true to yourself. I know a lot of artists get in that world where they see what's trending or what's people are liking, and they want to follow that, and that throws them off track. Whereas people who will do what I do because they see the attention it's getting, but they don't understand what's going behind what I'm doing. It's not just I'm making this cool piece. I'm making a piece that speaks to people because I'm giving my experience that they can also relate to. So you get a lot of artists who, just because of likes or something like that, they're like, all right, he got 200 likes on this picture. I'm going to do something just like that. But why didn't mine sell? It's like, no, just stick to yourself. People will notice that. So that's the biggest thing that I guess a lot of artists are missing out on.
It's interesting you say that because and don't take this the wrong way, but it's easy to look at your work and be like, oh, he's just hype beasting this shit.
Right. So people will see that, and they're like, all right, he's hype beasting it. I can do that too. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, well, why didn't they buy mine? And it's because people realize I'm not building this lifestyle. Like, you take the art away, I'm still that guy. Like, I'm still going to buy sneakers. I'm still going to, hang out, talk to girls, things like that. So I was like, all right, cool. He just happened to be into the hype beast stuff and also be talented. He's not just trying to make something that he can't relate to.
Yeah, like this represents what's really on his inside. Like
right.
He used that character because that symbolizes something, or maybe he just liked the shape and he put something on it, but it meant something to you. It wasn't like this will get sales.
Right. Like there's even if I don't follow a lot of artists, I still see the influence of different things they're doing. And it'll be a young kid who uses Felix the Cat, for example. It's like, dude, you're 16. How do you even know who Felix the Cat is?
This means nothing to you.
That means nothing to you. It's like you just saw another artist do it. You were like, all right, cool. That's a cool character people are using right now. Let me run with it.
100%, dude.
So, a lot of that.
Yeah, it's because, I feel like nostalgia art is at an all-time high.
Yes.
Because it's so relatable for a lot of people.
It's relatable for a lot of people, especially this age group. And nostalgia is just, that's where everything's going. Different brands, different companies, they're all feeding on nostalgia to drive their brand. Like, I look at the last few things I've bought, they were all hoodies with some kind of character I grew up on. Where it's even if I didn't like that brand, It's like, cool, I'm buying this $200 hoodie with Mickey Mouse on it. It's like, you didn't even try to put out a dope product. You went straight to my nostalgic, played off my emotions, and then I gave you $200.
It's like a hack to people's brain.
Right. It's like, we're going to bring back this character no one's thinking about right now. Put it in your face. You're going to remember your childhood, and you're going to spend money on it.
Well, it's because it's like you can already identify with Felix the Cat with like an X-Men comic on it because it's identifiable, and also you kind of feel like other people would like it if it was in your house. If it's like a canvas that is just a couple lines, and it's like fine art, it makes people stop because they're like, I don't get it. I don't connect to it. I don't get it.
Right. I'm gonna walk right past it every time.
Yeah.
Whereas my art, it resonates with my age group because it's different things we've been through at our time in life. It's different characters we grew up on, so you can just reflect back on it. Like, oh, that is a character I grew up on, and a fine art piece that I can preserve and put on my wall, and I'm gonna feel good every day I wake up and look at it.
That's so true. Yeah, but I feel like for you, it's like actually coming from a real place.
Right.
Like I don't sense any bullshit, or nor did I think it after I like even learned about you for 2 seconds.
Right. There's nothing I've put into a piece that doesn't have some kind of meaning behind it. And even if it's like, on the outside, it's like, all right, cool, I grew up with these characters. Each one has some subliminal meaning to me. Like Felix the Cat, for example. I love Felix growing up, but that actually represents, a girl I was talking to had a black cat. So that has always been that subliminal message for me, where it's kind of like a connection between me and her. That's always been there.
Something about that damn black cat.
All right.
Watching you have sex. Dude, cats are creepy, dude. Cats are so creepy.
The weird thing, that's like the only cat I've ever like that's a cool cat. Any other cat, like, get the fucking cat away from me. But,
dude, I remember I went to France, and they love Picasso in France, of course, right? Of course. Like they're dick riding him so hard. And so I went to a Picasso Picasso gift shop at the Picasso Museum or something,
right.
And they had some works by young Picasso, and I really liked them. But one of the pieces I bought, it was this is the scene. It's a guy eating a girl out, and there's a cat on the windowsill just watching. And I'm like, that's so accurate. Yeah. That's so fucking accurate.
And like, even like with my approach to art, the way I work, the same way I put different characters in art. That was always the art that caught my eye growing up. So like, I know there was a Basquiat piece that had Felix in it. So just growing up, like, I kind of ignored the whole painting. It's just like, hey, Felix is right there. Like, I didn't know what that meant or who this guy was. Just was like, that's a cool painting with Felix right there. Or the one that says Thor. It's like, yeah, why does it say Thor? I don't get it, but I know I like comic books. I like Thor. It's pretty cool. So it's always been the same way those pieces resonated with me, I'm doing that to other people.
But it's so interesting because, Basquiat, he copied a lot of other things. He just did it in his own style, which no one really talks about. But he literally did the Mona Lisa. He literally tried Picasso's pieces, and they hail it as great. But if you look at it, like, wait a minute, that's literally that photo.
See, when you think about it, you could say the same for me. It's like I took a panel right out of an X-Men comic, juxtaposed it with some woman's face, and it's like, that's his now.
And that's the beauty of it. It's like, it's almost like, I always think it's like sample culture in hip hop.
Exactly.
How that kind of brought around revolution. It's like, now even nostalgia, whatever it is, like people are sampling things.
Right. Yes. Being from the 757, I would say I have that Neptune's approach to art, which I'm just kind of making my own lane, making my own sound. And it's cool because people will message me like, hey, I saw you did this and I put these two things together. Like, what do you think? I'm like, that's cool. Like, you made my style yours.
That's sick.
So I'm doing something right when I'm able to influence someone else.
Yeah,
which is what you always want to do.
It's the biggest compliment ever.
Always.
If someone copied any of my photos, I'm like, thank you. I'm like, that's dope.
Right. There's a lot of like dick artists who are like, oh, this guy, he copied me, unfollow him, da-da-da. Which there are times where there's people who will blatantly like take my art
there is
and
that
sell
shit.
It. That's a different thing. I'm like, that's my piece. You took it from my page, made a copy of it. And it's like, I have it. Then I got to call you out on that. But if it's like, you took my style and you made your own thing, it's like, look, here, this is inspired by him. I'm going to be honored every time.
Yeah, and it's even better if someone just comes out and says it. Rather than you have to figure out, like if someone's just like, they post Instagram, they're like, yo, like I was inspired by Marly to do like a shape of a person. Like, oh yeah, that's dope. I probably would have figured that anyways, but like, that's sick. I'm glad you said something.
I get a lot of that, and I respect it. I love that. Where there are some artists who are like, yo, you're biting my style. Like, stop. It's like, dude, you bit someone's style. Like, you didn't just wake up like, all right, this is how I'm going to paint today.
Yeah, it's
like in 2019, that's impossible. Like,
yeah, we have so much information that it's gonna leak into your brain somehow, dude.
You're not even gonna realize you copy somebody. You copy somebody.
Dude, that's so true.
Yeah.
Especially like with photography, the biggest thing people are upset about is poses.
I can see that.
Because like if you have, especially like two models, if it's like a similar pose, people are like, you copied my photo, but people's like, well, I mean, there's only so many poses.
So many ways you can position the human body.
Yeah, like, I've seen that a lot of times, and in my opinion, I'm always like, man, you're always better taking the high road on these things. Yeah, you got any more wine over there? How about that Bacardi over there?
All right.
Fuck it.
We're now tuning into going to turn things up a little bit.
Welcome to the Drink Meat podcast.
I didn't know this was going to be a spin-off episode.
Yeah, right. It's Bacardi with lime already in it. I don't really get it.
All right.
Hey, cheers, man. Cheers.
Cheers. Now we get into the real questions.
Here's a real question. You went to ODU.
I did.
I did too.
Okay.
That's when you said 757. I was like, what?
Yes.
I learned that about you. I was like, wow. I was like, I got to bring this up.
So, being a fellow ODU guy, do you get the VCU rivalry? Since you're, doing what you do, I do what I do.
Oh.
That particular school is like the one you go to when you want to be the artist.
Yes. You felt that too growing up.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get in.
I got it. And I did like a short stint in Richmond. So it's like doing shows. It's like I'm the outside guy.
Damn, really?
I'm here to, wreak havoc.
So you actually went to school in RVA?
I was just there, like after school, just lived there for a year, just to try to.
Dude, I did the same thing.
I feel like at some point, every Virginia artist has to do like I say like a sabbatical in Richmond, just like get your feet wet in the art world.
Right?
And that's when it's like, someone's going to hear this and take it the wrong way. It's not that great.
What, Richmond?
Yeah.
It's really not.
It's like you think just art world, it's Broad Street. That's it.
Dude, that's so true. Like people are like, yo, Richmond's so sick, hipster. But then when you're actually after you're there you're like, wait a minute, there's not much opportunity.
It's not much opportunity. It's cool to like get people out the house and come see some art. No one's buying it though.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm making all this art to show it off the first Friday of the month. Then I take it down Saturday, and it's in my house now.
Yeah, the show is to college kids who got no fucking money for this.
Right.
There's no real.
You can barely afford a pizza. What makes you think you're gonna buy a $2,000 painting?
Yeah, you're here complaining about your Chipotle burrito or like a $6 IPA. Like, there's no way you're gonna spend $500 on my shit. Let's be honest here.
Right.
Especially at VCU.
Yes.
That's so crazy, dude. So, what'd you go to ODU for?
I went for business management.
Wow, how's that helping you out?
When I first was done, of course, angry college students, like I paid all this money, it's not working. But now I'm handling all the business on my own. It's like, all right, I guess I am getting my money's worth.
Yeah, there we go.
So I never got like the fancy office job, but I am learning a lot that's helping me out. It's like, oh shit. Like I failed accounting all 4 years. Like it took me my fourth year to finally pass accounting. And that is what I use every day now.
Wow.
Like I find myself just saying random phrases like, oh, my cash flow is kind of low right now. Like, it's like, that's the one thing I remember, the class I took all 4 years.
You're like, my debits got to get up a little bit here, baby.
Debits got to get up a little bit. These assets and liabilities aren't quite balanced out.
So I guess it did work out.
So it worked out.
But it's funny that you didn't go to school for art.
I was always steered away from it, which, I mean, I appreciate that now because I already had that talent. And just with my drive, I was going to teach myself. And I feel like if someone taught me or tried to put me on this path or keep me in this box, I would have hated it. Like all through high school, I hated art class because it's like you're pouring your heart out. You're taking your time out to do this work. For some guy to be like, hey, I give it a B.
That's so true.
What the fuck do you mean I get a B? Like, why did he get an A?
Yeah. You didn't use blue. God.
Right. It's like, cool. Like all through high school, took art just as elective. I never got an A.
Jesus.
And my first year of college, I had art history. That was mostly me just not the one to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I got a D. And now these are guys I can just spit off top of my head. Like
the people that you were learning about in art history?
Right.
Because
like,
now you actually care.
Now I actually care, and I took it upon myself to, like, pay respect, do the research of who came before me.
Big fact. I mean, dude, I wish I knew more about art history because there's so much there. So much to learn from it, too.
Yeah. Like, there's stuff I've done, just different techniques, that I learned what it was called after. Or I learned an easier way to do it because I've done the research after. It was like, damn, why was I working so hard and wasting so much paint or using this type of brush when the blueprint was already in front of me? I just didn't do the research.
That's so interesting. Yeah, it's like you literally have hundreds of years of knowledge that you're not, like, some people don't utilize.
To this day, I don't use not one paintbrush the right way. Like, I don't even call them the right thing. Filbert, no. It's just the fat brush, the little brush, the detail brush. Like, if it fits in the hole I need to be in, I'm going to use it.
What do you mean you use it the right way? There's like a way you're supposed to hold it?
There are different ways you hold it, different ways you put paint on it. Different brushes do different things. There's the line brush, the fine line brush. I'll use a line brush to fill in a spot if that brush feels right. It's like, who's going to tell me otherwise?
Dude, it feels like jazz. It feels like jazz. Like I feel like when jazz came out, no one cared about how you're supposed to hold your hand positions,
right,
or musical phrasing or anything like that.
Yeah, I had someone watch me one time. They're like, "It's amazing that you're just raw talent and have no clue what the fuck you're doing." It's like, I watched you use a brush for making lines. You filled in a whole painting, the brush that you make fine lines with, and I like the way it felt in my hand.
And it's like, who cares?
Yeah, I guess.
The final result is the final result. It doesn't matter how you got there.
Doesn't matter how I got there. That's part of the journey.
And people get so confused by that.
Yep. Like, people will watch me like, you have so much paint on that brush. Like, it'll be paint damn near up the handle. And they're like, just get a nice amount. Nope. I'm scooping it like ice cream. So,
in a lot of ways, I feel like, because I went to school for music at ODU.
Okay.
And in a lot of ways, I wish I didn't know so much about music. Like, I feel like it kind of ruined it for me. Like, because, like, the same way you could learn too much about the techniques of art.
Right.
Knowing too much about the techniques of music ruined making music for me. I
know a lot of guys who went for art, and they're just like, by the time it was over, I'm burnt out. Like, yeah. I'm fine getting a 9-to-5 job. I never want to do an animation cell again. I never want to do this one project again. It's like, I get it. I probably would have done the same thing.
And I find that's such a common thread on the artists I have on this podcast is most of them didn't go to art school.
Yeah.
And the most successful ones didn't go to art school too.
Yeah, most of the ones I know on a personal level was like, we had a job at Foot Locker. If we went to school, it was for like something that someone told us we should have went for.
Parents.
Right.
Yeah, same dude.
It's like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate that. You got me out of the house, I guess.
It's my loan I got to pay for every month.
You worked at Foot Locker?
Yeah.
How long?
I was there 10 years.
Whoa.
Like vet.
Holy shit. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
You had a career at Foot Locker.
Full career. Like, I was at Foot Locker more than most people are at their real job.
Jesus.
Yeah. That was just all... It's all passion for shoes.
That makes sense. I mean, you got some sweet ass shoes on right now.
Yeah, that's.
Are you rocking the Fear of Gods?
Fear of Gods, yes.
Yeah. And you're matching with the hoodie. God damn, you came in swagging on me, dude.
And that's all because of those 10 years. Like, those 10 years have probably got me more than the 4 years in college. Just those relationships I've met. Like, I was an assistant manager, and I've met people who went on to be like the VP of marketing for Nike or so and so for Converse. And it's like, hey, you were my manager. You want something? Like, hell yeah. So just that sneaker relationship back then, you don't lose that. Like, it's a whole different world now.
That was before sneakers were cool, though, too.
Way before. Like, we were just like the weirdos in line on a Saturday that no one knew who the fuck they were.
Right? Like, that was before all the hype shit.
It's 5 a.m. Why are you same 10 people here every Saturday?
Right?
And it was like we became friends. It was like, yo, you got the 12, he got the 9. It's like it was cool. No fighting. Then that one February... That Galaxy Foamposite came out, that's when the world changed.
You think that changed everything?
That was the one that changed it. Because people were like, oh, they're fighting for sneakers. There has to be a way to monetize this. Whereas, like, I would pay an extra $50 just to get the shoe the week before. People are paying 10 times the price of a shoe just to have the same shoe the next man has. It's like, we took pride in having it before everyone else, cutting school, coming in at lunchtime, having that Jordan no one else had. Now it's like you're going into debt to have the same thing as the next guy.
Yeah, you're really paying $1,000 for some Yeezys. Like,
right.
It's so funny. I had like a brief stint in sneaker culture, but it was when the SBs were hot.
Right. That was a good time.
Which was even before sneakerhead culture.
Way before sneakerhead culture. Like, SB culture was a separate entity.
Like, you had the Jordan culture, but you had this weird subs of, like, SB culture.
And it wasn't something you could just go get at a store. Like, I remember at that time, that was, like, the peak of my Foot Locker career. And people were just like, hey, y'all got SBs? And I could tell, like, they didn't know about SBs because they didn't even know where to get them. It's like, this isn't the type of store.
You get them at the skate shop. Which is what fucked people up.
Soul Brothers in Norfolk.
Oh, they had them?
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, there was a shop up at Fair Oaks Mall in Virginia that sold
I remember
SBs.
that. I forgot what it was called, but I remember
I did, too. It was just a bona fide skate shop that just, they had the SB account, and it was like, boom.
Yes. That was when stores had different tiers and accounts. Now it's like, you go on a random Foot Locker, it's like, why is there a Yeezy on the wall?
Really?
Like, yeah, it's like,
oh shit!
Like, random stores get the weirdest stuff now.
Like, it's because the sneaker culture is so commodified now.
Yeah, so commodified.
Like, it's so mainstream in a weird way. Like, it's no longer this weird subculture of dudes who just really care about their shoes.
Right, that's the thing. It's like no one actually cares about it. They care about what comes with having that sneaker.
Exactly. The flex.
The flex. There's the ones who want to flex. Then there's the ones who just want to monetize. So then there's like the few, just OG sneakerheads who are going to be here regardless. We're not paying that retail price. Like, if I got it, cool. If I don't, that's also cool.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a sneakerhead, but I know you probably still are. I mean, you definitely are.
I still am, but I'm not jumping through the hoops I used to. It was cool to have those stories where it's like, I woke up at 5, this guy let me cut the line, and like I said, we just hung out, chopped it up. Whereas now it's like, all right, this shoe was $200. This kid's charging me $800 for it. Oh my God. Like, you don't have $800 shoes on. You have $200 shoes on that you pay $800 for.
Yeah. And even the economy behind that with all these kids, like, what is it called? The people that wait in line for you?
What's
the term for those people?
It's like just like a placeholder, I guess. But like,
yeah, like they literally have droves of people who go out and wait in line for them so they could get it. And like, it's a full-fledged business now. And it's just like whoa.
I think the last like line I actually like got in was like maybe 2 years ago in LA, and I'm watching the front of the line. At least the first 5 weren't wearing them. Just like some random old guy, someone paid to stand there. Then like there's like a couple like random homeless people where it's like you told them you'll get them something to eat. You stand there, day of the release, you just come take your spot.
God damn.
Yeah,
it's like it no longer is it just for the culture. It's like people don't even, they're just looking at it as pure profit.
Pure profit.
Like the SB, and it's like, oh God. Yeah. That shit's annoying.
Very. Especially for the ones who really just want to wear. Like, I wear everything, anywhere. Like, people, like, random kids will comment on pictures, like, why are you painting in the Travis Scotts? It's like, because I'm a painter, and
their shoes.
What the fuck else do I do in them? Like,
yeah, their shoes.
Like, if I played basketball, I would do that in them.
Like, what am I going to do, bring them to the club and get them stepped on 1,000 times? Like, the fuck is that for?
I'm wearing them or I'm not wearing them. Those are my two options.
If you ask me, that's the real flex, is wearing the expensive pair of shoes like a normal pair of shoes.
Like a normal pair of shoes.
Like, it's like the people who save the Gucci box.
Right.
Like,
yes.
That's how you know someone doesn't.
Or the shopping bag. Yeah. I remember the guys in high school would save like the polo bag from the outlet. Like, you got it from the outlet at that. It's just a normal plastic bag.
Like, if you ever need more indication that this is your first pair of Gucci or that you're broke, it's like you saved the box. It's just packaging, my G.
Yeah. Don't take the price tags off.
But all of this, it culminates into your art, I'm sure.
Right. Put it all in. Yeah. A lot of the colors I use, they came from a colorway or something I seen in my closet or something I grew up with. Like, I use a lot of like the pinks I use, that old Yeezy pink or infrared pink, or it all came from something. I use a lot of canary yellow. So
was that for the Tweety Bird?
Yeah. All comes back to something.
How old are you?
I am 31.
Okay, so we're pretty similar in like our after school cartoons. Okay. Yeah,
it's been a lot of Disney Plus on for the last 3 days.
Disney Plus and chill.
Yeah, that's been my thing.
That's been like the biggest memes, dude.
Yeah,
I love the one with Goofy. He's like, "You want a yuck?"
Yeah, a lot of that going on.
That's what's up, dude.
Hey, Disney.
Inspiration's probably flowing for you with all that Disney.
Oh yeah, like I flew through the whole like X-Men series in like 2 days.
Like the old school.
X-Men. Yeah.
Oh my, dude.
2 days.
Do you remember it's Juggernaut, bitch?
Yes.
That was like before meme culture.
Right. Like, kids today would probably look at it like, what the fuck?
They don't even get it.
About? But that, just the fact that someone turned a whole episode of a cartoon into one big meme.
That was the funny.
That was like groundbreaking for us.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Like, I never seen anything like that. I remember showing all my friends and just laughing our asses
We
off.
would watch that all day.
That was the best.
Yes.
It's like, fuck you, Professor Xavier. What are you talking about?
And that wasn't even like a cool episode. Like, that was one of the worst episodes, but that made it so cool. Like, who picked that one? Put all the dialogue. Like,
that's like early internet culture that no one's ever going to understand.
Never going to understand.
God, it's so great. Yeah. Dude, so tell me about like your time at ODU. Like, I'm so curious because I wonder if we had similar experiences.
Well, I wouldn't say I was like the traditional like campus student because I was working through school. Mm-hmm. So I was working and staying at home. So I was never really on campus.
Oh, because you're from there.
Right. So I would, be done with class in the morning, straight to work. And
then back home.
So that was my cycle. So I enjoyed ODU more after. It's like, I'm done now. Let me get my money's worth. So.
That's so interesting. I had the complete college experience.
I had the college experience as an adult.
Hey.
Like some of the stuff I do now, it's like.
That's probably better, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Because you got money now.
Yeah, you got money now. You can actually do what you want.
Right. Oh, it's great.
Dang.
Great.
Yeah, dude. College, what a blip. Wish I didn't go.
I wish I didn't go, especially now that I enjoy it more out of college.
What do you mean?
Like, what I do now, I could do without actually paying for tuition. I can just go on the campus or go to the bar. Like,
yeah, you don't gotta
actually need to be enrolled.
Yeah, you gotta be enrolled to go turn up and drink kegs. Like, you can't just do that.
Just do it right
on the normal.
Yeah,
that's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, fuck. That's really all college is for, just networking, meeting people.
So you're an artist in D.C. now.
Artist in D.C. Yes.
You live in D.C.
Northern Virginia, but this is where all the money happens.
It is in D.C.
Yeah.
And do you find that for you it's all about the galleries, or do you find that it's all about like your personal sales? Like, how does that look like for you?
I would say the personal sales then translate to gallery sales.
Really?
It's such a funny game.
It's interesting.
It's like the galleries see what I do without them, and it's like, okay, now you've earned a spot to come play with us.
Oh, because they see you can pull money.
You can move this on your own. So how can we monetize you? Like, you haven't made it until someone feels like they can make money off of you.
That's pretty true, right?
Right. Like, once you get there, it's like, all right, I made it. They see something in me where they're going, like, if they give me 1,000, that means they made 2,000 off of me.
That's exactly what it is.
Right. So I get that all the time. Galleries will see me at a fair or just moving stuff. Whereas a lot of people will see, like, if I put a piece I sold, they're thinking I'm just flexing. No, that's all marketing. Because I know you all want stuff that you can't have.
That's exactly what
So I'll sell something, and someone's like, okay, now it's my time to get one because someone else bought it.
Oh.
And that's when the galleries come crawling in like, hey, we got some space. What do you have available? It's like, this is the same stuff you've been following me for years, watching me do. Now you see it moving. You want to get in on that money train.
Yeah, it's like not as much
that fresh face you want to play with, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at this young black DC artist in his like lowbrow art.
Right.
It resonates in the streets. Aren't we hip?
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably sitting there like, I don't need y'all.
Right. But I do it because it's all one big cycle. Like, I'm selling without the galleries. The galleries didn't see that, put me in a gallery. Then the normal everyday man sees me in that gallery, so they want the art. So it's like, all right, cool. He's in this gallery in Japan. I think I need his work now. Like, he's earned the place in my home if they want his stuff overseas.
So that makes a lot of sense.
So it's all just one big cycle that people don't realize that I'm just playing with their emotions.
Yeah, rather than like hating and being on like screw the galleries, it's like, well, let me just rock with it. Fuck it.
Right. It's like, cool. Galleries is advertising. It's like, cool. You took a percentage of my art, but I got to say that my art's in Japan now.
Facts.
Like, I'm not over there, but my work is, and they love me. So I can now use that as marketing over here. Where it's like, if I'm pretty big in Japan, you should probably buy my art too.
That's
just saying.
Like, the look is worth everything. Like, like that building of the clout.
Get that Instagram picture. You're good.
Yeah, they get that picture with like, yo, I just sold this big ass piece.
Sold this big ass piece in Japan. Hell yeah, I need one.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely something that's gonna be worth money in the future.
So there's people who will see me do something, and then they will message me like, hey, I want this piece. I'm like, oh, you want the piece I did 5 years ago. So it took you to basically see me do something somewhere else to now you're thinking, all right, yeah, I finally need to invest in him before he's too big for me where I can't afford him.
That's so weird, man. What is that about humans?
We just got to have someone else do it first.
It's like the validation.
Yep.
I figure it's like that's like a whole thing in like picking up women too.
Yeah.
Like the validation of shit.
Yeah. I'm guilty of, talking to girls and I see other people want that girl. It's like, all right, nope, she's mine now. Like, I am proud of her now. Don't talk to her.
Right.
I'm going to do right. Like, that's how it is.
Even on the other side, like if a girl sees that other girls want you, like, ooh, there must be a reason why.
Same thing.
It's like, oh, I want him now because other girls. It's like,
the girls I talk to now, I wasn't talking to them at Foot Locker. Right, but now I'm this artist that people are kind of interested in. It's like, I think I'm interested in them too now.
You be getting some art hosts off the clout?
Yeah. I mean, I'm single.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that shit.
Right.
Really?
It happens.
They be sliding the DMs?
Oh, yeah.
Is that how they do it?
Yeah.
They'd be like, I love your art.
I love your art, your inspiration, you're this, you're that. It's like, I'm just a regular guy.
And then you're like, yeah, we should kick it sometime.
You should kick it. I'll definitely take you to a gallery.
Yo, that's exactly what I do too.
Yeah.
I don't even got as much clout as you do. And then girls be sliding my DMs. I'm like, yeah, this is so sick. Yeah, you seem really cool. We should chill sometime.
Yep, that's the go-to.
I know an art show this weekend. Want to come?
Yep. The one I might even want to go to. It's like,
Yeah,
come on.
You're like, oh, I was thinking about going, but now that I can bring someone, yeah, I'll go to it now.
Definitely. Yeah.
Dude, I do a show all the time.
All the time.
It's actually way better too.
It's a lot better than just the traditional just dating. It's like, yeah.
It's like actually something to do. I don't want to go out and grab a drink with the girl.
Right.
Do something fun.
And that's something that like a normal guy isn't going to take her to do. Like how
Exactly.
many other guys just taking you to some random pop-up?
Right?
So then she's going to take that back like, oh, he took me here and I met so-and-so.
He's so interesting. He's like a full-time artist doing this cool art gallery, and then I just sucked his dick. It was great.
Like, meanwhile, you're DMing me and I'm like on the couch watching Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as cool as you think it is.
Yeah, except and then it's like, oh yeah, well, guess what? I woke up at when I wanted to, at my own time frame. I did this when I wanted to. I hit you back when I felt like it. Like it's like, we're kind of winning here.
That arrogance kind of gets you a long way too. Where it's like, just to be able to do what you want, or to feel like I created that, and I just sat back and watched people go crazy over it. It's like, oh, it's pretty cool.
But that's what happens when you do it yourself.
Yeah.
You know, when you spend the 8-9 years you've spent investing into yourself, into your art, like
right.
That's the rewards of taking that risk, of that gamble that people who clock in every day don't take. And
I mean, even if you do both, that's great too. Like, use your job to fund your career.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of people will just get in that career and it's like, all right, I guess this is how I'm going to die now. It's like, no. If you have something you want to do, you now have a cushion where you're making money to invest in that. If you lose money, fuck it. Just go back to work tomorrow, make that another $60K or whatever you make, and try it again.
Yeah, and, I love that approach and that business model because I did that. I worked a full-time job, bought all my photography gear, and I said, fuck y'all.
Fuck it. Yep.
But also on the flip side, I don't knock anyone who double dips, but I think you have more investment and you push yourself a little bit more when you're kind of all in.
Yes.
There's something about it that just puts that little pressure on you.
When you know, it's like, I need to fucking get it together. Like, if I want to eat tomorrow.
Yeah. When you're sitting there like, ooh, I can't just smoke weed and fucking play League of Legends, which is like what I used to do a lot more. But now I'm like, ooh, I gotta do this, and then I can smoke weed.
Yeah, once I see that cushion start to dwindle down, it's like, all right, let me find the next show, or the next opportunity.
Right, spend a little bit.
This shit is like, we're getting kind of to the red.
Yeah.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
And the month, all of a sudden, you're like, ooh, we gotta start hitting up some old customers.
Like, let me go ahead and shoot some emails, let them know what I'm working on.
It's so relatable, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the same boat. I'm a full-time photographer too, so it's like I get it, man. It's honestly, I've been doing it so long that I kind of forgot how much of a luxury it is to make our own schedule.
Right.
So sometimes I kind of just.
And as much as like a lot of like young artists frown upon it, get those corporate gigs. Like, if you're gonna give me 8 stacks just to throw some bullshit up real fast,
do it.
Give me that cushion.
Yes.
I need it.
Yeah, it's like don't care what the streets say to you.
Fuck it.
Yeah, who cares what the random dude says calling you a sellout?
Because I care about the random broke guy calling me a sellout.
Yeah.
Sure, I did.
The random broke guy who works at Target.
Right.
It's like, Fuck that
You
guy.
didn't even get to the point where you could sell out. So I don't give a fuck what you think.
But isn't that half the point?
Yeah.
Like, you want to get to a point where you get big deals, and the big deals come from people who are quote unquote selling out.
Right. Which, man, as long as you're doing what got you to that point, are you really selling out? It's like, I could see if I just took some random deal with, I don't know, Target, where I'm painting circles or something. It's like, the fuck are you doing? Like, why did you take that? Like, everything I take is usually true to me, where they know, all right, he has the freedom, he has, what he's doing. Let's keep him in that same.
Like, it aligns with you in some way.
Right, it aligns with what I'm doing.
It's not like some left field underwear company that's just like, what the fuck is happening to me?
I mean, even like the underwear.
That actually sounds kind of tight.
Even the underwear company that did reach out to me, it was like,
oh, they did? You did?
Yeah, it was like the fucking cartoon draws. It's like, yeah, it's right up my alley.
That sounds legit.
Right, like why wouldn't I take that? It's right up my alley. So
when did you do that?
It might have been like a year ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like socks, different things like that. It all ties into shit I do. So it's like,
it's perfect.
Just shoot me over some socks with Bart Simpson on it. It's like, yes, I would buy that anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not selling out. That's some shit that I would have bought that I got for free now.
Dude, 100% on that.
Right.
Are there any other big companies that you've worked with that you can talk about?
I'd probably say the Nike deal was probably the biggest.
You did a Nike deal?
Yeah.
Dude, tell me about that.
The Cultivator. I was on the first wave, but there are a lot of artists now who are getting their own little collection of shoes.
Like Chris Pirate did?
Yes.
That's part of the Cultivator.
Right. He was the most recent one, which the direction is going in now. I love it, where it's kind of city-based. Like the one before him was just all New York artists.
Oh, wow.
With me, we were kind of like a trial period where it was like, I was an artist. There was some random guy who worked at Home Depot. It was like, what the fuck is his story? Like, why does he have one? So it's kind of at that time they were just reaching out for influencers. Whereas now they're reaching out to people who really have a story to tell, where it makes sense. Right. So I definitely like where they're going with that. And I didn't have the whole palette that they have now, where it's like I saw one guy in the new one, he flipped the swoosh upside down. I was like, I basically had a handful of colors. It's like, fuck, I can't really use this the way I want to.
Oh, really?
Whereas now, they're really getting.
What shoe did you choose to design?
I did the Air Max 95.
Oh, that's a good shoe.
At the time, it was Air Max 95, Air Force One, then a couple new models that really don't resonate with the sneakerhead. Whereas now it's it seems like they're giving them the option to do whatever Nike's current model is. I think he did the Element 55.
Dude, I was like that's the coolest shoe right
now. That's
the
dope, right? That's the cool shoe right now. And the one before that was the I want to say the Element. Is it 720?
Maybe.
Or 270.
That he did, or someone else?
The group before him.
The group before him, I knew, was this girl named Mong Lin.
Yeah.
She's the only person I know who did it before him. Was there someone between them?
The one before him was an all New York.
Oh, okay. A whole different city.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's now they're kind of curating people. And with me, it was you got one free pair, knock yourself out. With them, they got a full rollout. We're going to do photo shoots. We're gonna do promo. We're gonna do all this other stuff. So it's with me, it was kind of damn. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, they still kind of do them dirty because it's kind of weird that they do this big event and then you can't even buy them there.
Right.
Which is weird to me.
That was weird.
And it's no shame on Chris or anyone like that, but I just think that's weird that it's I would have bought them if they were there.
That's what I was thinking. The point of that was to buy it right there.
That's what I thought too.
And I could see people in the comments so I can't get it now?
Yeah.
It's yeah, you still get it in 4 weeks.
It's that. Then why?
And when my batch, it was so cookie cutter that you could literally just Nike ID the same shoe I did. It's the fuck was the point?
Yeah.
Their box is cool now.
Yeah, y'all got boxes. They send Nike cameraman. Y'all got videos coming out in promos and stuff.
B-roll. I had to put my own promo together myself and just post it on Instagram. It was like, I hope you guys want it. You got a week to buy it.
But it was still like an epic look.
That's still a
to
good
do
look.
anything with Nike is still like the biggest look you can get.
Right. Like who else can say they done that?
Like I mean, shouts to Chris. He's fucking crushing it right now. Like you get any look like that, and it's just like you've ascended at least a little level. Right. So your clout level goes up a little bit.
Yeah. So I'll say that. Still, like the most known thing I've done is the And Pizza box. Like people still like have one in their house. Like, can you sign my box? I'm like, why the fuck do you still have this pizza box from? That's like a year and a half ago now.
What, you did And Pizza box?
Yeah.
Dude, tell me about that.
It was a contest at first. Brent, you drew your design, submitted it. Just my sketch blew up online. Like, people just reposted it. Like, yo, like this box is fire. So they gave it to me. You know, that went crazy for like a year. Like people were personally like just go up there like, can I get the box and not the pizza?
Holy!
Like they just wanted this box.
It was that tight looking.
I mean, it wasn't even my best work, but it fit in that And Pizza model.
You got paid for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, yeah, I'm not gonna ask you much or anything, but like I'm about to say, I know you got paid for that rather than just like the fucking ad on Instagram.
Right. Yeah, that was like a good look.
That's what's up,
like,
dude.
Up and down the East Coast, people were like, "Yo, I got the box today. Like, can you sign it?"
But that's so cool because you won like democratically. Like you didn't just get it because you knew someone. Like you won that shit because you earned it.
Like there was a chance someone else could have won.
Right.
It was like I beat everyone else who just went and got this blank box, drew something, and
that says a lot.
Right.
Like, that says a lot more than getting chosen for some shit.
Right. I'm like, even just the sloppy sketch, people were like, yo, like, that's the box.
People got some greasy ass pizza boxes in their house.
Like, people got them framed. I'm like, you could have asked for one that wasn't used. Like, you kept the one your pizza was actually in. Like, got honey dripping on it.
It meant that much to him, man.
Yeah, which I mean, I appreciate it. It's nothing I take for granted.
Now, how much are you involved with the New York City scene?
It's odd because even when I just got back from this fair, a lot of people who walked up to me think I'm from there.
Really?
It's a cool feeling because they're very proud of it. It's like, yeah, you're one of ours, right? And it's like, I don't get that anywhere else. Like, back home, it's like, all right, cool, you're the artist from the 757, whatever. They really took the pride, like, you have a studio here? Like, how can I come see you? Like, we really fuck with you. So that was a feeling I never got anywhere else. So it's like, that's definitely a market I will always love. If something's going on, I can get my hands in, I'm in it. Like,
is the New York art scene like a lot different? Like, have you noticed that it's
a lot different because there's so much going on. Whereas with like DC, if there's a show going on, that is the show for the night, and it's usually the same handful of artists in it. Like New York, it can be an event, and it's just an artist you've never even heard of before. It's like, oh, who's this guy? Like, it's pretty dope. Where here, you know most of the artists who are doing something.
It's the same kind of rotation sometimes.
Same rotation in most places.
Okay. Did you ever have thoughts to move out there?
That's always the thought. But it's like, I could see myself getting distracted just with the city. Like here, I can work, play, shoot back home, do my thing.
Yeah.
New York is a different vibe every night.
That's so true.
I could see myself just not touching a paintbrush for 2 weeks.
Amir with the booze. What's up? Yeah, man, please come by, dude. I was just thinking, like, my cup's fucking empty, dude.
Round 3.
Yeah, please, man, pour us up, my man. Ooh. Man, you got the liquor to the wine, the Guinness. Okay. Are you with this?
Yes.
Okay.
The extra stouts.
I didn't know if you.
I don't know if I want the cup or just out the bottle.
I'm just gonna do out the bottle.
Fuck it.
I'm not gonna do all the extra stuff. Hey, cheers.
We're on now round 3.
Right. This is what's up. This is a chill ass podcast. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Clean up the table for everyone watching on YouTube. You gotta keep the table clean.
Keep the table clean.
You know what I'm saying?
Next show, maybe my work will be in the backdrop.
No
disrespect to Noah.
You know, actually, your stuff has been in the backdrop of one of my podcasts.
I did see that, yes.
You're actually in some of my thumbnails.
I'm pretty sure I screenshotted those. I'm a narcissist like that. If I see my work, I'm screenshotting it.
I hope so, man. I do the same goddamn thing.
All the time.
Yeah, I remember. I think I saw someone. It was one of those It was like a loony. Is the dog?
I want to say it was the Scrappy Doo in the background.
It was it was a Scrappy Doo or something in the background. And I remember just being there. That was one of the. He did sell that. I vividly remember Amir being like, "Yo, this man sold a lot of shit."
Yeah, this place brings a lot of luck. I don't know. Can we speak on that? Like, what is the other?
Yeah, we can speak on it.
What's the going rate of the other artists? Like, am I one of the highest sold? Yeah.
Damn.
So this place brings a lot of love.
Highest sold one pieces. Yes.
You said what?
He has one as far as one piece sold, just off the rip. Yes.
How much was it?
A stack.
1,000?
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
And that's probably nothing for you now these days, huh?
Yeah, that might be low end.
Yeah. Damn.
Yes.
That's what. Hey, cheers to fucking that, my guy.
So definitely
set
the record for this building.
I'm sorry, guys. And he had amazing merchandise. The whole exhibition was top of the line, and not to interrupt you.
Oh no, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's whatever.
We had the interview when you did your interview here.
Yeah.
I referenced him so much because he was the one that pretty much followed.
Oh yeah.
That whole blueprint of what I think the modern day artist is.
Oh, all the dots are connecting. Amir just said it. I don't know if you heard him, but he was saying that when I interviewed Amir, which is when I first started my podcast out of here, we were referencing you a lot as far as how you approached being an artist.
Right.
And it was something that Amir kind of just coined, and it was like this triple threat idea where you have the art on the walls, which is a high price point.
Right.
You have your Instagram following, but then you do the merchandise.
Yes.
And those three things is what Amir just identified as being. And Amir's the owner of and the guy who runs Homme D.C. This art gallery is like the three pillars of a success as an artist.
Right. I mean, a lot of people look at merchandise as like a cop out or selling out, but think about it. Not everyone can afford a $1,000 piece, but who can't afford a $30 T-shirt? And if you really like my work that much, I could jack it up to $40 and you're like, I own something of his. I'm cool. Like, I supported him. I have something. It'll be worth something one day. I mean, I'm nobody, and I'm signing people's T-shirts just because they're like, one day you'll be something. I can't afford the artwork, but I can say I got this T-shirt right now. So it's like, why not take advantage of that?
And it's smart because you're right, and it's not selling out or anything. It's called business.
It's still something I created. Like,
yeah.
You're not going to get that shirt at Walmart. Like, I made that.
Why not?
Why not?
Who said that an artist or a photographer or anyone can't do shirts?
Right.
Can't do cereal boxes. Can't do this. Can't do that.
No.
Why not? Because and that's the smartness. Because not everyone can get these big pieces.
Right. But I know people come out. If you went out on a Friday night, you have $30.
Mm-hmm.
You already here. Why not leave with something?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because now art shows aren't necessarily just for collectors, which is kind of materialized in my head. It's now that it's like people like you are reclaiming the art space, making it their own and showing up the fine art collectors.
Right.
Now the events are being changed where it's no longer this stiff white walled gallery.
Right.
Where now it's more of an event. It's more of a party, and it's still about the art.
Still about the art.
And if done right, it's still about the art.
Mm-hmm.
But not everyone there, if anyone, is there to buy the art. So you do the other stuff.
You do the other stuff, right? And if you do it the right way, it actually helps sell the art. Because it's like, if you're that guy who does have that money, and you're like, look at all them just buying a T-shirt. I'm going to buy the painting just to flex.
But there's a good profit margin on T-shirts.
Right. So
that profit
so I
margin.
still sold all the T-shirts. And that one guy just wanted to flex and bought the painting. So win-win.
It's like everyone won.
Everybody won.
Your audience got some stuff. You got paid twice over.
Right.
Dang. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you've been doing that for a while. You've kind of been approaching it from that angle.
Yeah, my approach to merchandise is as long as I break even, where it's like, because my merchandise, that's a billboard. You wearing my T-shirt, it's like, oh shit, where'd you get that shirt?
100%.
I get people all the time like, yo, I wore the shirt today. People just kept stopping me. I didn't think twice about that shirt today, but you love it. 5 people stopped you. Now they're coming to me like, how can I get this shirt that I made 3 years ago and I'm not going to make again? But they're now waiting for me to do the next thing.
Dude, you doing that here at Homme DC has inspired me and many other artists.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up. Because
I tell him all the time, like, I've watched artists follow me and then follow him. where they won't say 2 words to me, but they're like, he's doing something in that building. I don't know what the fuck that building is, but he's doing something magical in that building that I need to be a part of. And I'll just watch artists all the time. Like, any opportunity I get, they just follow it. They flock to it. Like, what is going on over there? Like, that's not a gallery, but something is going on at home that I just need to keep my eyes on it.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, like Amir's been completely crushing. Like now he's like now the galleries are coming to him.
Right.
Like some of like the Hillier endorsed by some of the people in Georgetown stuff. Like they're tapping him to like do some of their off shows and do this and that. And next thing you know, who's gonna be running shit? Like who's gonna be in touch with the streets and knowing everyone?
Right. And that's the thing. Like a lot of young artists or just young people in general, they don't want to reach out on that level that where I reached out to Amir. Like neither one of us are where we are right now when we met each other. Most people want to reach out when you already made it, and then they feel like you owe them something. Where it's like, oh, he wouldn't take a meeting with me, he wouldn't talk to me. Where were you when I was just trying to figure things out? Like, I remember the day I messaged Amir, I was in Target just looking on his page, like that's a dope spot.
Yeah.
And he called me like, yo, you want to do a show? So that just was supposed to happen. Like, I just happened to be looking, wanted to do a show anyway. He reached out to me like, when I create, this is the type of place I want my work in. I never thought gallery. Like, no one exposed me to a gallery, but
because the barrier for entry at like a traditional gallery is so high, and those circles are so different. And the people that frequent those galleries aren't the people you really want fucking with you anyways.
Right. Like, even like a show like this, if there's that one like uptight motherfucker, I'm not talking to him. Like,
yeah,
if you buy something cool, but like, I didn't make this shit for you to be stuck on the wall, not talking to nobody. Like, you know, it's not a party setting, but we still turning up. Like, we having a good time.
Yeah, we're having a good time. We're talking about art. We listen to music. Like, this is like the ideal situation for this stuff to be consumed.
Right.
You know, it's not some stiff thing with, you know, I mean, dude, I went to like a traditional gallery thing the other day, and I don't want to say the gallery, Longview Gallery, and it was all old white people, all waspy ass old white people.
The funny thing about that particular gallery, which I mentioned them earlier today, they just pride themselves on being the oldest gallery in the city, which I
literally by age why they are.
Right. I gave them away, but still, it's like, yeah, you are old as fuck. Mm-hmm. When are you gonna do something different? Like, why is this same art still on the walls, and you're happy that you're this old gallery that still has this same shit on the walls? Like, when are you gonna do something different? And it's funny, like, they followed me recently, and they just like kind of watch stuff, and it's like, yeah, you might want to keep track of how things are changing, because,
dude, I mean, I couldn't believe the shit that they were telling me. Like, they have like a residency program there.
Yeah.
And they were saying that, like, I was talking to artists. I was like, oh, so how often do you exhibit? They're like, oh, once every 2 years. I said, what?
Right. And you're the resident artist.
I said, you're paying to be a part of this, and you only show your work once every 2 years. Mm-hmm. I literally, like, in the most dick-headed, arrogant way, I laughed, and they were like so taken aback by that.
And like the way of getting in that residency program, it was like, you can't have shown anywhere solo in like the last 3 years or something like that. Or it was like a bunch of shit. Like, you pretty much had to be a no one to be in this program. So it's like, are you just looking for people to take advantage of because you have this title of being the longest running gallery in this area?
Like, and all that shit's gonna switch one day. I don't know when, or maybe it won't.
I think it's coming now.
Really? Like, I mean, look at what you're doing. Look at what I'm doing.
I literally go in galleries now to just look at the same piece I saw 2 years ago. Like, I was up in New York, like, I'm not gonna mention the gallery, but she's like, hey, I've seen you before. And I was like, yeah. I submitted work to you guys for a while, and you also follow me. I just wanted to stop by and like see all the work that y'all chose over me.
Damn, you said it just like that?
Yeah, just like that. I was like, yeah, I remember that Mickey Mouse chair was here when I was like, you know, back in like 2015. I thought it was like a cool ass chair, but I guess I was the only one that thought it was a cool ass chair because it's still there.
Damn.
She was like, yeah, we try to, like, you know, we're trying to change things around and, you know, jazz it up and switch things out and da-da-da-da. It's like, all right.
It's like the record industry, how it's just the power is going back to the people.
Back to the people.
Where now I can put on my own exhibition and put myself on. I can do it for one night, and that's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you need is just one great organized night.
Because, I mean, think about it. I mean, people, of course, you want to say, you know, oh, I've done this show in XYZ gallery, but what's the difference between me doing a show here, selling a $1,000 painting that night, or me doing a show in this gallery that I had to jump through hoops, still sold the same $1,000 painting, maybe over the course of a year.
Big facts.
It's like either way, I still make the same 1,000. Who gives a fuck about the clout or where I actually did it?
And the environment was better here anyways.
Way better.
You know,
everyone got to see me. They got to take pictures with me. It lived on longer. Like every event I've done here, weeks later, I'm getting people posting pictures or tagging me in something. Whereas those galleries, I'm like, hey, can you send me a picture? Can you send me a fucking picture, please? Like, you have my shit on the wall. Can we promote each other?
Nope.
No. My social media guy will get it to you when he gets it to you.
Isn't that weird?
I've done so much shit, like partnerships that no one knows about because they didn't push me or I don't have anything to show for it. Like
they're just straight up just killing themselves. Like a slow
that's the thing, like no
death.
one knows about you. You have my work. I have a pretty decent following. If you shoot me something, I'm going to push you. Whereas now it's like, all right, who the fuck are they? Maybe I need to see what they're working on.
Ain't that some shit where you have a bigger following than the gallery?
Oh, all the time. And there's about 20 people who follow me that no matter what I do, they're going to follow that.
The diehards.
Right. It's like I will watch them. Even if they don't say 2 words to me, they're going to follow that gallery, that company. Whatever it is, they're like, all right, what is he doing over there? Let me watch it. So
I love people like that. I've got a couple. Like they follow everyone I tag on all my shit.
Yep.
The models, the makeup artists, they show them all love, and I'm just like, dude, thank you. Like I appreciate you guys. It just makes me want to.
That's how it should work.
It's how it should work.
Right.
It's like a real audience.
I just click on Hommes. I could see people who haven't been to DC maybe in like the last 5 years. It's like, what made you follow them other than me? Let's be serious.
Like I know you just think it looks cool,
right?
Like, oh, you think you know about a cool art spot.
The funny thing
now.
is, like, by the pictures, you would think this is just like the biggest fucking place ever. Like, there's a whole nother wing over here. So it's like, yo, I gotta see that Homme place. So
everyone's always heard about this place.
Everyone's heard,
like people I've talked to.
But there's not many who've actually just came in and vibed out. So
that's very true. Just like chilled, taking it all in. So what's next for you, man? Like, how are you looking at 2020?
2020. I think right now I'm focusing on more like hotels and like more living spaces, things like that.
What about that? It's got you interested.
The big thing about that is like a hotel is like a living gallery. You look at more like boutiques, hotels, places like that. It's like there's so much foot traffic, and it's like the settings. It just really. My art just fits in perfect. And that's a place where, think of an example.
Well, they got that money too. Let's be
that
honest.
Too.
They will throw you some bread.
Yeah. Fuck it. The Moxie.
Okay.
Nice little boutique gallery. Plenty of women frequent that place. My art on the wall. It's a no-brainer.
Ooh. I mean, that look is just everything.
Right.
Who is Marly McFLy? Oh, he must be someone. Right. Moxie's with him. This is a big company.
Right.
Damn.
So, a lot. I want to be more. I want the corporate bag. Fuck it.
We all want the corporate bag, my guy.
Just that stability.
There's
that
no
comfort.
shame in that shit.
No shame in it. And that gets you to a point where doing the commissions or doing the pieces, that value goes up because now you don't have time to do it. Or it's like, fuck. He's only did like one painting this year, and that shit's like $3,000. Like, either I gotta buy it or somebody else gonna buy it.
And plus, everyone sees the fact that you're only doing corporate shit, and it's like, oh, he's finally doing some stuff to release. It's like, or he's doing his exhibition. It's like, I'm gonna buy a shirt. I'm gonna buy a little painting. I'm gonna do as much as I can.
Right. So, but you look at every artist. The higher they rise, the lower the chance of just the everyday man just being able to, hey. Let me get a painting. It's like, no, I just did one painting this year. Whoever gets it, that's your painting.
Wow.
So
that's so cool. Like, that's where you're operating now, is that fact that you are in the Moxie, right? Like,
let's just speak it into existence.
It's like in the works kind of thing?
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean, it makes sense to me. Like, I can literally envision your art on the walls. It makes tons of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. And the way I went about reaching out, it wasn't even like... What I was thinking, I was kind of shooting low, like, hey, let me do an event here. It's like, no, this shit goes hand in hand. Like, just the way you juxtapose things, the way we're kind of, cutting edge. And my art really works in most places that women frequent. Like, it just happens that way. So
I can see that. I mean, your art's very approachable, I think, for anyone, but let alone if it speaks to women, that's fucking powerful.
Yeah.
You found that? Like, it kind of just...
Yeah, like, I make work that women look good taking pictures in front of.
Oh, that's powerful.
Once you reach that area, that demographic, it's like, all right, you're doing something. Where it's like, once you get the women validation, it's like, this belongs in my Instagram picture. It's like, all right, I did something
That's
right.
literally, look, if the hot girl you follow on Instagram...
The hot girl you follow wants to take a picture in front of it.
Like, that's how you know someone's like, all right, they got the point of approval. Maybe if I buy that, then she might fuck with me.
Right.
All of a sudden, I'm cool now. Da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
Isn't that crazy how shit works?
Crazy how it works.
Damn,
Meanwhile, I'm just on the couch with a bowl of Captain Crunch, watching fucking X-Men.
My guy, I feel you on that, dude. Isn't that crazy? Like,
It's so funny.
It's so funny. Like, someone's so hype, and you're just like a normal dude just enjoying your life.
People are like, hey, Mr. McFly, da-da-da-da. It's like, just fucking call me. Like, I'm a regular guy. Like, it's just Mister.
I'm just like you, man.
Right.
I've just been doing this for a while.
And people thank me for, like, the weirdest shit. It's like, you didn't need to thank me. It's like, you asked me a question, I answered. I'm a normal guy. It's like, yo, you really replied to me. Like, yeah, I'm a human. That's what you do. People speak, you speak back.
It's because, like...
I get it. I mean,
like when you have certain follower amount and when, like, you have a visible track record of working with big clients, it's like, it's almost as like people think that you don't have business talking to them.
Right.
People are trained for some reason to think that people who are important or doing big things don't have time for them.
Right. I get like nobody who treat me that way. Like I'll say something, I'll like reply to their story or something, and I'll just like blow it off. It's like,
Are they like your message and not say some shit?
Right.
That pisses me
it's
off.
like, who the fuck are you to just blow me off? Like,
Yeah. Right. Or anyone.
Right. Or anyone.
Anyone who shows you love. It's like, dude, come on, they say
Right.
something back.
Something.
Unless you're laughing at my memes, sometimes I won't reply. Like they're just sending a laugh.
Right.
That's a quick reply. Let's be honest. That's a quick
reply. Right.
Like I'm
when
not.
you really take the time, it's like, yo, you really inspired me.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, are you not human?
Dude, 100%. So that's what you're thinking about 2020, the whole like bigger commercial living spaces.
Definitely trying to go big.
That seems like the move, man.
Like, I mean, it ties in. Like I said, I've always been inspired by sneakers and things like that. So any boutiques, it just fits.
Yeah.
So
nice, dude. That's exciting.
Definitely want to get into more design work, different brands. So
have you thought about doing YouTube?
I don't really know how I want to approach that, just because I kind of like my techniques being real mysterious.
Okay.
And just painting on camera has always been weird to me. Like, because I'm the type, like, I'll paint some shit, then wander off. And, like, there's been plenty of people try to do, like, time lapse of me. And it's like, where the fuck did he go? It's like, I don't feel like doing it right now. I went and go talk to this girl. Like, I'm not just locked in 24/7. So it never really worked for me.
That's such a me. Yeah. People always think that, like, someone like you is just, like, 24/7 locked in and creating art.
I do regular guy shit.
Yeah.
I just happen to be able to paint.
But, like, I mean, I am so envious as a content creator of visual artists like yourself, because I follow people like fucking Alec Monopoly,
right.
Or someone like who I highly respect, 1000.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
I love that guy. I've met him in person. He's the nicest dude in the world. I had no idea who he was. I was in Seattle, just at a head shop, buying weed for the first time, and for some reason he had his merch store connected to the weed shop. It was like,
that's dope.
And he was just hustling and selling his shirts, his whole shop out of there. And I remember meeting him, and I was like, this is the nicest guy. I bought prints. His stickers are literally in my car.
Yeah.
And then I saw he had a YouTube channel. I was like, what?
There's a lot. I get a lot of stuff like that, too, where it's like, do I really want to, like, cross worlds with, like, my full personal life and the art? Where it's like, yo, do this pop up at my weed shop. It's like, I still need that corporate money, too.
Yeah.
It's like.
But what 1000 does is so...
Right.
He is so savvy because he owns his own shop that's also an art gallery. So he can do so many things within that.
So much.
His own company, Statics. But then he has his YouTube where he's making money, and he's getting more publicity and promotions off there and more commissions off there.
Yep.
And then he has a Patreon, which is new, I don't see many.
Shit. I'm like, how do I tap into that?
That's the shit that I'm trying to figure out, too. And at the end of his videos, he does like the roll, like end of a movie film credits of his Patreon subs. And I'm like, did I just count $5,000 a month in Patreon subs?
Right. It's like, how do I translate that?
Yeah, and I was like looking into his business model, and everything made sense. But the Patreon, I'm like, he's so unique in this regard. And it's like people know he has money.
That's a weird one. Like I understand women who have Patreons. I know what they're doing.
Yeah,
like I get it. But anyone else, it's like, how the fuck do you get people to pay for something that you probably could just Google?
Right. But he's like, I think he's giving people more behind the scenes access.
Right.
Some sort of way. He does a private Discord server.
Okay.
That's one of the things. You have like direct communication with him.
That makes sense.
And I think you get something about merchandise. You get some sort of hookup.
I think I'm so accessible right now that wouldn't make sense right now. It's like people know I'm going to reply. So.
But the Patreon, fucks me.
Patreon, yeah.
I couldn't believe how much money he's making off that shit. I'm like, that's a whole living.
Yeah.
That's just an aspect of what he does. I'm like, how do I tap into that? And I've been hearing a lot of talk about. There's a lot of talk right now about the subscription model for stuff in general.
Like, it would work for you being a photographer. Like, there's a few I've looked at. I'm like, I do want to see that girl's pictures.
Oh, you mean like if I release the full set?
It's like, do I want to pay for them though?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing some lingerie shit recently,
right?
And I only post what I can post on Instagram.
Exactly. That's where you need to put on Patreon. Like, there's been a few I follow. I'm like, damn, she's cold. $5 isn't that bad.
Like, or if I was like, oh, you want to watch the private BTS video?
Right.
If you pay me $15 a month on Patreon, you can
get all those.
You can see that. You can see her nipples on there.
We're giving the next photographer the whole rundown. Business model.
Yeah, they fucked up. I'm gonna be doing this 2020. It's like my plan is 2020.
I'm definitely getting into more mural work, large scale.
Oh yeah. How's that looking for you, mural stuff?
It's looking real good. My work definitely translates large scale. Like, it's to the point that when people reach out to me, like, I want it bigger.
Oh.
I want to do it bigger. Like, if you have a wall, let's make it happen.
I mean, have you done murals?
Yeah.
Okay.
At some point, the block in D.C., I mean, there's the one in Virginia that's already open.
Yeah, the block, that's sick.
The one in D.C., it's done. I have it done. Whenever they open, the world will see it.
Oh, they're opening one in D.C.? Yeah. Oh, I love that one in Annandale.
Right.
That shit is fire.
Fire. So when the doors finally open, that mural is up. Hopefully women just take pictures in front of it all day, and I just skyrocket. So.
Mural is like one of the best advertisement pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, a whole wall and your name.
It's a living painting.
It'll stay there for years.
And
it's big. You cannot avoid this shit.
And the cool thing about a mural is, like, you could do a mural in a business you don't even believe in. But it's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, my shit's dope on the wall. If you close tomorrow, I still got paid. And you basically paid me to advertise.
Yeah. Just to make you look cool.
Right. It's like you have a wall for people to take cool pictures in front of, but you failed. That wall still lives on through pictures. So.
It seems like murals are the wave in D.C. It seems like a lot of the prolific artists.
Everywhere.
I see. Yeah, maybe. I guess, yeah, everywhere. I mean,
murals are just so, like,
it's trendy in a way.
So politicized, where it's like, how do I get the mural? Or why is this same guy getting every wall in D.C.?
That's so true. It's the same few people. Like Rosa Inks, Miss Che Love, Chris Pirate's kind of creeping in on them.
He's creeping in, yeah.
But those two girls crush in the mural world. That's all I see in Columbia Heights. It's Miss Che Love and Rosa Inks.
Yep.
Like, they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And I am working on getting them on the podcast. But they are very busy people.
Yeah. Yeah, the mural wave is... That's an artist's billboard.
Well, it seems like a new wave because businesses want to seem like they're accepting of the arts in a way. Like, they want that look.
Right.
And it's beneficial for both parties.
Right. And naturally, as humans, we love taking pictures in front of some big-ass gaudy mural.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is it about scale that makes people appreciate shit more?
I think it's just the fact that it takes up so much of the picture. Like, there's people I follow who have, like, 9 pictures. And all 9 of those pictures are in front of a mural. And it's like... that made you feel good about yourself just to, like, I got a picture in front of this big-ass mural.
Right?
Like, I feel good.
Like
my day's made.
Like, the bigness of it makes you feel like it's like a flight. Like, it feels cooler in a sense. It feels cooler.
It's like, big pictures, big mural compared to, just a painting behind me. So, like, you know, because they're usually in like a nice landmark that like, all right, cool. That's Tristan Eaton that's in New York. Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, cool. I was in New York this weekend. I took pictures in front of that mural that everyone else took a picture in front of. I'm number 1,000 girl on Instagram that took a picture in front of that same mural. Let me get my likes now too. Like,
true. But even not in that sense of scale, I mean, like the scale of the fact of like a general audience appreciating a piece of art. Right. Like, I feel like the bigger it is, the more someone appreciates. Like, I'm not no cap. If this piece behind us is like 4x4,
the whole wall.
If this was the size of the whole wall, I would appreciate it 20 times more. But if it was half the size, I'd be like, I appreciate it half as much.
I like just to know that like one human put so much work into a big ass wall.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Like the one I did in Lorton, people just were walking up to me like, "Yo, it's a big ass fucking wall." I was like, "You're just out here, it's fucking 102 degrees outside. You got a farmer's tan, just dripping sweat, knocking this shit out, killing it." It's like, yo, we appreciate that.
Like, is it the idea that it's like compared to our body size, the fact that we could make something so much bigger like seems like more of a feat?
Right. It's like you, especially if you actually witness the artist doing it, it's like you're fucking defeated, but you killed that wall.
Yeah, like when I see Homme paint those things on YouTube and him documenting it, I'm like, you did that in one day sometimes? I'm like, I can't believe that.
Even looking back at pictures people took of me painting, it's like, yo, I bodied that shit. Compared to just like a painting I did in the kitchen. It's like,
yeah, but that mural was like
that mural was like, fuck, I'm in pain, but it was worth it.
Dude, it's so sick.
Yeah.
Well, Marly, dude, I feel like we've been rapping forever, man.
Yeah.
It's been great talking to you, dude.
I appreciate it.
It's been a lot of fun. I could talk to you for a fucking hours, dude. You're cool ass dude.
Forever.
Yeah, man. I feel like we have to have a closing point so our audience is like, this isn't a 2.5 hour podcast.
Yeah, this is longer than an Avengers movie.
Dang, it's probably more interesting than an Avengers movie too.
Yeah, the last couple kind of. So,
bro, I can't tell you last time I saw a movie like in theater. I watch it all in Put Locker, and all my animes on Kiss Anime.
If it's not Marvel, I probably won't go to the movies.
Facts.
And like now that like that phase is over, like I don't really care about what's coming next.
I don't even know what's coming next.
I mean, the ones who mattered died, or either they're done. So it's like I don't really.
Or they're remaking old shit.
Right. So I don't give
like
a
they ruined Lion King trying to remake it. I don't even want to see that shit.
The idea behind it could have been executed so much more. Like if they just did it like, and if you want to do it, maybe do it like real CGI where they look like a cartoon still, but just to make it like a real life lion, it wasn't really needed.
Yeah, they went real life on it, didn't they?
Right.
And they fucked up Sonic. Oh my.
Sonic. I mean, I love the game growing up, but did he really need a movie? Like,
he didn't need a movie.
Like, I don't know if there was a Sonic background. Like, we played it one day. He was running around chasing Dr. Robotnik. I don't know why he was doing that. I didn't really give a fuck why he was doing it.
Actually, I really don't even know why.
I don't care why.
Yeah.
I just loved
it. Was just sick.
Running from one side of the screen to the other, jumping on shit.
And hitting some spikes and all your coins popping out. Like,
right.
Fuck.
Like, now there's a story behind it.
I was more of a Knuckles guy, anyways.
I love Knuckles.
Dude, Knuckles is my dude.
Knuckles was a guy.
Yeah, like when they had Sonic and Knuckles, I always chose Knuckles. Like the little gliding shit you could do.
That's the thing. It was always Sonic's game, but he had the worst shit. Like Tails could fly, Knuckles could climb shit and glide. Sonic just ran.
Yeah, it was like, and Knuckles just looked cool. Shit.
Looked cool.
Like
red guy with dreads. Like
right, he was a redhead kid with dreads. Like I wish I had enough money to buy like a Knuckles 3D like vinyl character or something. Dude, that'd be so sick.
I remember I worked at Busch Gardens, and like in the game section they had like the Sonic like stuffed animals, and I stole this like big ass Knuckles. It's like that rolled around with me for like a while. I don't know what ended up happening to it, but like there were so many memories of that job. Like
at Six Flags,
Busch Gardens.
Oh, Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like
what'd you do there?
My first couple years, I did like ride operations. Where it's like, looking back on it, it just shows me how unsafe Busch Gardens and like theme parks are. Because I'm like this 15-year-old kid who doesn't know shit about shit working a roller coaster.
That is kind of weird.
Like I'm literally just pushing buttons. Like
start,
fasten up, right?
Pause.
Like, push this red button if something goes wrong. But like I'm literally texting girls all summer. Not even giving a fuck what's going on the roller coaster. So it's like, this is who has my life in your hands. Like,
this doesn't seem safe, guys.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's times I forgot to, fasten someone's seatbelt. Like, buckle yourself in.
Fuck, man. Well, dude, Marly, before we end, I want to ask you this question I'd love to end on.
Yes.
What do you have to say to the artist who looks at you from afar or even knows you, who sees that you're full-time, you're killing it, you're selling stuff, you're doing all this stuff? I mean, you're living that cool-ass artist life. Like, what do you have to say to that person who's aspiring to do that or trying to do that?
I would say just stay true to you and not get caught up on comparing yourself to other artists, even me or anyone. I mean, there's been times where even I got caught up in it where it's like, damn, this artist over here is like making X amount of dollars and this shit sucks. How do I do that? Or I've taken on a gig where it's like that really doesn't fit my style, but I think it can get me to what the next guy's doing. But then when I took that step back and I was like, fuck it, let me just stick true to what I'm doing. That's when it started. I started hitting the ground where it's like people could see I was doing it because I loved it, doing it because that's who I am. It's what I love to do. So just stay true to yourself. Don't try to chase that trend. Try not to compare yourself to anyone else. That's why I love Instagram's about to get rid of likes.
I'm so excited for that.
So many artists about to be free to just do what the fuck they want.
Dude, I was talking with a blogger I had on before. I asked her, and I was like, "What do you think about like?" She's like, "I don't even care."
The funny thing is, anyone who matters actually creates, does anything, they love this.
Exactly.
People with no fucking talent are like, "Yo, my likes are gone." Like,
you
need to see my likes. I'm like, fuck you and your likes. Like, I just want to create with the freedom of, if you like it, cool. If not, it's also cool.
I like that as well too, man.
All right. Because there's so many people who see my likes or another artist's likes and they're like, all right, cool. That's what the trend is. I need to do that now. Whereas you probably have this vision that's so much greater than what the next man's doing, but you're afraid to show that.
Because you posted something similar and you got half the amount of likes as some bullshit with girl with a booty or something.
Exactly.
You know what? I think comments are going to go up, obviously, but I think follows are going to go up.
Follows are going to go up.
I think follows will go up because they get rid of likes. Because how else do you engage with someone and show them love?
Right.
You have to either follow them or comment.
Follow them or comment.
Yeah. And I think that's more powerful.
That's way more powerful.
Well, damn, Marly, I appreciate you having on the show, man. It's been fucking real.
It's been real. I can do this all night.
Yeah, dude. Well, I want to have you back on the show at some time future date. Maybe have like a couple people, like have a mic for Amir, have some people like, well, I'll just drink and have a good ass time.
He's over there in the cup, but he definitely should have.
I know he's dying to chime in on some of this shit. He's dying over there.
The audience isn't even going to get the pre-roll conversation.
I know that we had like a 30-minute conversation of like epic shit.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's the angle. Peace out.
Peace.